PK. At as Martin and Dada na no go asem so I had to cut in to interview Yenya on so picking the forms and my memo na boku dwedu asare akwaba na afei yentie on so honorable bibia boko de
nyame adom boko
ye da nyame ase ahoden ho kakra
one day at a time.
Yeah.
That's all we ask of God.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So there's a lot of activity in your party, and the party head office are here. Bija.
Very important.
Yeah. But what do you make of the Ekosiisen and then Komoa the regional chairman EPK form Emma John Mahama and matters arising? At you saying.
Well. It's exciting times, I would say, because party many like most of the time, activity anymore. My party nangasa base na a bit dull. Until one as a program BTC about it helps to rejuvenate the very core of the party. And I think there are exciting days ahead at the constituency level.
Yeah.
More forms to contest for parliament. They will go around branches. At least Omokwa Mama promise near there. Being so the near Mabeko, there will be some goodies here and there. Nina Koko Boama party in base,
strong.
It's good, and I like what's going on. The fact that people have the opportunity and still be up. I would say what it takes to also. Put yourself up for any of the positions available. Also bet me ako na wako top form ni bi na ya be assess ya say we are eligible to contest time no so ya be ma ho kwan na wetimi ako contest. I know say Kojobo nsu ne
Dr. Kwabena
and then this young man, and President Mama are the four at the moment. I mean, him say, or more ye or when him say, or more be contesting. And it's exciting times, I would say, and I hope that then the next few days will also offer other people the opportunity before the closing, even who. The
Nipa picky,
and then we will begin the proper assessment of almost strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it's true. But for you as a party leader, the action by regional chairman and Hadrin, they were led by former campaign manager Joshua Alabi and to go and pick the form for John Mahama.
Well, personally, Yana, me feel say some of these things, we allow the enthusiasm to override Yankasa party statutes. To guide us in our operations as a political party.
Yes.
Sometimes Rebecca says yes, we all have our favorites. And there's no doubt about that. I have my favorite and all of that. But as I say, and the precedents that we would set. I'm here, a bed than pillar beer. Ni collapsing very difficult for the future. Like it is said in the Bible, all things are lawful. But not all things are expedient. As I say, even though we are beyond same bra and as I see who quine per se, as I say, we are a bit circumspect in the way you manage it. what else should the other contestants say? Is it a case, say, it is to spite them or to make them feel intimidated or to, because it doesn't augur well for that camaraderie that we all need in the party. In as much as, like I said, we all have our favorites and we want to do things that will, President Mahama, there's no doubt, will win this thing.
Primaries.
All of these others put together, 1%, I wonder if they can make it.
Hey, we sure.
I said all of them put together. That is my view.
Your view, okay.
Based on my personal assessment, all of them put together, 1% will be difficult. Okay. That aside, I still think, we should allow our friends saying party arrangement guidelines nema yankasa shato say ye juma should allow it to work. You understand? This overzealousness sometimes it doesn't for me I cringe when things like this happen. Let's allow order to take place. Now man for Gina who say Sebi, this is a very civilized group that, we're ready to go according to what the book allows for us to do. Until I'm not too enthused about it. Do you understand? Yes, you can support him in so many different ways. You understand? But this, I say, you're cajoling the others. Your battery was in chain kind of. Somebody like Kwabena Dufo, I know, as I said, he won't win this thing. He won't get anywhere close. But let's not also downplay his role before or after this contest. You understand? Today we are talking about Professor Alabi leading
regional chairman. Do
you understand? 4 years ago,
he was a key.
He was a player in it, and do you understand? And it was because of the way a man for a handle Niema at the time. What you say? Young Hojo, you're saying young defe. No,
I think
you're not defe. What you say? So by the time he was the whole contest was over, nobody had dented ni BB and made him feel intimidated or whatever. And mano and a role to play in the campaign. Now Obia open, he himself too was ready to accept that role. But some of the ways I handle in EMA, are we paving the way, even post this whole thing? Granted, these people don't make it, and President Mahama makes it. How can they come forward, boldly to also offer some support to the whole campaign? For me, let's level the playing field. Let the contest take place. Strength, weakness, and let's not make it look like a cooked in quotes, but not a quote unquote. BBR. I know President Mahama will win hands down. Landslide, tilted like 90 degrees. So I think we should let these things flow in its natural form. Let President Mahama will Crawford around him. He has a team that person most support. Let the team lead it. Okay. Do you understand? But now it's like the party structure itself.
Yes. Hijacking John Mahama's campaign.
And you know, not to say young Kasa rules friends your constitution, you just say you're watching and something different. I don't feel comfortable with it.
Very well. Honorable Pikin, but name what you think about the Kosovo and away NDC for 70.
Just to say, sir, I wish everybody the very best. Now, my only concern has to do with what the regional chairman did. Bible that can say me was say or you were digging in a coin. One of the structures of a political party, even say a coalition who can bring people together, and even say before how between Makasa had the chairman of the party.
Okay.
That is why we share in the constitution of the MPP now. A constituency chairman cannot resign to be to contest and as a regional chairman, national chairman cannot even resign to contest as presidential candidate because you have a very unique role in the structures of the political party. So, moi, Asemba, if you take the lead and take sides, it worries. That's what I say. I mean, in the MPP national elections, we all saw what happened.
Yeah. Regional chairman even so yes, for the general secretary.
At the end of the day, national chairs, general secretary na ebia oye magnanimous by now it would have led to a lot of friction.
Yeah.
So we need to stop that practice, so that's here, where regional chairmen, national officers would take sides in a major contest like this. I mean, from the look of things, it looks like John Mahama may win. And these gimmicks, especially putting together all these, for me, it doesn't really add up. I am a believer of multi-party democracy, and that is why every time I pray, say every political party should be very strong. But if you do that, I will say party na to create avenue. Ne manfo nyina betimi aka bomu na one ayeduma together. That for me is a better. But I wish, especially the members of parliament, a bit the very disturbing say the party should have considered the times that we are in. Parliament is in session.
Yes.
Today we've asked them to go and pick forms. Immediately they pick forms and submit.
Also start a
campaign, which would be a border or a worry on parliamentary work. And the party should have looked at that sort of here. And I think that is a bit on the low side for them. But that said, I wish everybody the very best. Virtually every MPP, NDC MP that I spoke to has competition. I think with the exception
almost all
Honorable Ayi, who tells me so far no be any unity.
And maybe I don't know if Kujato's constituencies will be contesting. I'm not too sure, but I heard say even John Janapo constituency will be a unity.
Wow.
I don't know if that person will carry out the ambition of going to pick the form, but I'm not will be nam form who person contest. It may be for now. Maybe apart from here, okay, maybe you could try black parliamentary so be person contest.
Yes, so
every other person in your contest.
So for me, I have always believed in contest. I mean, I have maintained in my constituency today will be a unity, but right from the onset, I've started planning for a contest because I believe I need to be accountable to the people, and contest gives me one opportunity to show accountability to say what the share even obstacles that we share and I consider in the discharge of your duties. And also to me a bomb money. And I wish them the very best. I think and this is for when we are yes or no African date.
But there's one thing I hear say the MPs from the NDC side need propose it to our party. I'll come back to that. But wait, Obi, please tell OPK that the MPs themselves proposed that we hold the primaries this time. We Jifa Gruno, meaning the 9 agents were they can we, but apparently the MPs now propose it.
I am only me ban from the backdrop of
parliamentary work.
I mean, certainly it will affect a lot of them picked from today. I mean, clearly today we launched Parliament at 30, and you could see on both sides, the House was a bit empty.
Okay.
Tomorrow, a lot of them will begin submitting their forms. As soon as you submit your forms,
campaign
starts. Niggas say week in, week out, you have to be in your constituency and you have to be working for your party. So that's it.
I know there.
Gumbe there. I want for be bow Gumbe. They be and it's always it's to be expected. But I wish them the best. I mean,
this thing about, because I read somewhere said there is this proposal said development fee. It is a MPB, a sitting MP, filing fee on 30,000. Na and 20,000. Na new entrant be about 50,000. Is it fair?
Well, when I was contesting as a parliamentary candidate, I was made to pay development fee. At that time, I felt it wasn't necessary for me because for somebody like me, I mean, right from the university as TESCOM president, maybe my mother MPP it is a me contested for parliamentary elections. Yes, me development fee because the MP contributes to the party. But I also have the form of contributing. Senyesika krana the time no ye de ba betina Sempa FM, ye de koye demonstration, ye de every day moving around the constituency, the regions and even across the country, What I mean for me is all part of contributing to the development of the party. The only bit is that even the sitting MPs who are in NDC are being made to pay development fee.
Really?
They are paying half of the development fee. That is an understanding I got.
Okay.
And maybe the party needs money, so the party wants to find a way of raising funds. And then I felt you could just have increased that because contribution to political parties is not just the monetary aspect. I mean, people support in terms of strategy wise, people support in terms of messaging, coming to sit on propagating the good deeds of the party in Niama. So to at this point tell Obiti say Edemagbana who wants to go and contest for a seat in the Volta region, say Brabetua development fee, when clearly this is somebody who has been a deputy national officer and all of that on Unkutua development fee. You have been unfair to him. So that for me so the party can say it is just a way of raising funds to support the organization of the
the primaries.
You could box it together and but once you term it development fee and you want to create the impression say Ubia contributing will be, it's even an uneven playing field for the candidates that are aspiring. Ubi me na me my development fee na work development fee. The American delegates in say na me the entire me development fee me say party no me na me boa party. If the people will listen to you, fair.
But it's also true for most of these MPs, constituency party office rent omunitria. Yes. Secretary or Juma Omunitianeka. And in reality, that seemed to be the truth.
Well, that is the truth. But we should pay. I mean, for instance, me on a weekend, the amount of money I pay for funerals, foreign on behalf of the party, you'll be amazed. But I mean, that is the job. I mean, Jumano. That is why MPs will keep on complaining about our salary and the Ghanaian people won't understand. Because the pressure, the social pressure of members of parliament, is too much. I mean, everywhere. You are the last resort in your constituency. Nipaneba, na wanye biya mana modern and na say so that's it. It wouldn't be crana. I was say abribiano. Some pure water be crown and now they are koto pure water now just to be able to raise extra money to be able to cater for the constituency. So the MP Jumanangasano easy. It only takes grace and love for the work. I mean, sometimes people just love to serve, and that is why they would want to come to parliament because Ubi no be said you were born and bra, CEO of a company but ebia just to give back to society no akọ contest he wants to serve but almost no do no mba one term two term na ajumane crave from and this is one monko biom because
they will lose when he becomes MP
akweze me papa bia na o manage Oko United onu ade ni sika Oko United musa zi one day Oko United ko bomb price will elusu ye o tin benz mu kosa na boys ne bo glass no glass them ra for my glass them ra for by any dinner them onu ade ni sika ye team no enti adwuma no mu ba sa na tie you go around, solicit for funds, look for money, look for projects, any nema. Sometimes people appreciate, sometimes people, and it becomes demotivating sometimes. If the person doesn't have this, the heart to serve, to say no more, right from the onset, it's been politics throughout. So you've developed a certain tough skin to accommodate how that for me.
I get you. Honorable Kojo Duasare, on and because you are from the NDC, this whole thing about development fee and party base, no MPs, how are they accepting it? You are in a constituency at a saying.
Oh, the NL me panda once more.
Oh, so Panda
Panda is still available. Juma. It is a cabana with beside
Panda Horse.
Chinese papa or Adenta in constituency. It was School Junction. The number is 024090390 3988 0240903903988.
Ope Chinese
papa your panda special fried rice nice pa no friend
I would love to taste that.
I'll bring some to you. Baby amumu ba ko be birthday na my special package so that all of you can sample
it. Fried rice
Chinese meal, your full Chinese restaurant.
Very well.
Golden fried shrimps, soup noodles, bibia or nicely. Anyway, back to the subject.
Development fee.
If you say Sanema, party will raise funds to be able to support because your opposition. We've been in here for 6 years. 6 years, and it's not easy. It has not been easy. It's been tough for
to
all
run
of us.
Party activities.
And at this point, Congress.
Yes.
Congress, as I said, you did Sikarani. Even then this time it's going to be widespread across the entire country.
Sure.
Region, very well involved. Constituencies very involved.
Yes.
And we need to raise funds to cater for all of this part. Of course, who else should fund the party? Who person running elections? To run elections in this country,
expensive.
It's expensive, and you should know that before you even start. Now, OPK I'm sure Edem has counted the cost.
Sure.
Already, he knows what will go into it, and probably must have or might have prepared adequately to get himself in there. Despite the fact, he's young and he has served also from the school days all the way to this point. But definitely, he's also built that some solid tentacles or their hair. Because we share nipa free ones or no by free so or no contesting now. To say nipa no will wait. It is
James Savage.
Yes. So you can't go there with the feather your friend saying you need.
And I hear there are about 12 people contesting.
Exactly. For me, I think he stands very tall among the numbers, but definitely he must have also counted the cost and probably gotten the base very well solid before he's getting in there. And that I also expect will be because some of us, even years ago, we sold properties What I say? Yes, I sold a property that was ongoing. I sold and it took me 10 years
to build
another. And, you know, there's something that must go down there to support the party. What I said, then otherwise, you even see the need to give back to the party or whatsoever. This is the time. Badia, prepare. Now also Fakakra be supported. Those sitting MPs, you know, everybody knows. They are the ones holding most of the constituencies together. The BABC, say outdooring, engagement, wedding, a funeral. In your see, you cry, you free so cry over so many years. Cry. Sometimes they can't be a kind. What I say? So decided to obey your penny. It comes with it. Yeah. So sorry penny. Cry. You also go through your friend saying, oh yeah, it's like that. It has seeped into your politics. We want to just respond as a political party to that. And again, as I said, MPP crown they took it at the time. Like maybe the government could have supported, but they took it because they are also looking forward. Say, and yet they are setting up certain pillars. That say, they can still fall on those pillars to keep going. For me, anything wrong with it at this stage, because even at the lower level now, branch that's we raise funds, even branch elections. We raise funds. For me, I think it is proper that we face reality. It's difficult to run a party, especially in programs like this. And yet, let those who are putting themselves up,
they should pay money.
They should, and
for the organization.
They should show or more what it takes to also. Of course, there are certain areas parliamentary candidate were difficult. Okay, they don't have even the personnel. But say but you bet me party also bet me you bet me relaxing some of those rules for such peculiar areas. But generally, I think it is proper that we take up something like that.
Very well. Honorable Messia Bauho, and on the topic here, starting and Sunday break, the unions now call John Mahama, and I'm interested because of the reasons how you were concerned drivers, you were concerned Aboseo kind spare part dealers, you were concerned Okada Riders Association, therefore, reason they say time at John Mahama when they could see improvement in our business. It's here Nioma and Konesa. In 2016, some of them campaigned against John Mahama, but it's your mom who said on the crowd or what do you make of Omo point?
Well, you see, like I mentioned, the gentleman in the Kasemuno, he will be a fine politician if he's not even one. I mean, because we share the line of argument senior or can clearly say, but in some be so kind, and so you're Ghanaian, and for me, I've always maintained say, we are Ghanaian, nine playing woman. So, which will say, in a moment, I bokwa, meaning say, no credit sanity. Now, Obi Bisa said that Ben and Yamama Boko, because you see, human needs are insatiable. I bribia na ye baby. And abribiano Ghanaians will be demanding something from people that they have elected to serve them. But my brother also knows, and he makes reference to the time COVID by before COVID 2019, Namiko Korea. Before COVID 2019, Namiko Krania my free baby, but before COVID 2019, Nami yese. So clearly, or no crown, he admits coronavirus then had a negative effect on a line of business.
Yeah.
And that is what government is saying. So before 2019 COVID nearby, we were on the trajectory. In fact, I'm saying in BBC, Bloomberg, people attributed Ghana to the destination. I was saying, but of course, we don't have the shots like the UK and the US. I mean, and then Nigeria. Nigeria, banks, people are invading banks just to be able to enter banks. So I should tell you that it is not only peculiar about Ghana, but the program that government has put in place to ensure say me kaneno udru UK na okudija wato niema wie na oba sebio o shirt ba kubi ni o ma chocolate ni niema no o sika credit ma receipt ya oje no ukodu reporter utumi de kone ama tax refund on some and then sani money nyina o matwam because their government needs money to be able to build the economy. It's the same with Ghana, but Ghana no, we are unable to add on to the I mean, every day we say there's about 2 to 3 million to 5 million people are abribia your taxes ni bibia me go ma pampanso. So that is the challenge that we are facing as a people in this country. And nothing about shisha no kwamba kwa abribia ye budget ye sika enyu kese pa no nsiwa ye tua on besia ye didi amanfo we Ghana ha say ni amanone international news e ba ya Ministry of Finance asuma nkrofo se ye nko China na ye China bank trans na ye hwe kwan a besia ye de wo mo no wo mo betimi aboan won because yetimi tisade no so a ye benye ska de ayempu ntundwuma ye benye ska de bie nnwuma ene niam ba menua na kasa 94.7 tini kasa emu ba ko a obi osanso kasa ene abind the automobile industry aba entino automobile industry ni eba be gu omadwuma as spare parts dealers ene Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes Benz enfani ye no Germany but say no ko Germany now per second hand goods atwa ubenye bi wo Germany. I mean, and there are online platforms in Germany say open tire to now per second hand goods ubenye bi ato say open tire to now per second hand car and ko Germany now per second hand car to even people who live in Germany they are able to buy second hand goods. It is a abiding shisha bi ba na san shisha no ebeboa ama ye bie nnwuma e wo kroma of course if I say adwuma bi to say NHI and I say Asempa FM na Asempa FM so kotoka you don't expect Asempa FM to go and buy second hand goods but say Asempa FM can rely on a local marketer say bi ye produce cars wa say ya ebeboa etimesre I mean adwuma de e ba no then you evolve around your business. And I like the bit about say Oyekoni. We are business thinkers. You know, we take advantage of it. And then Volkswagen, Toyota, and then I say for assembling plants, I say, you know, find business opportunity. You can go and tell them, parts cry, beton cry. Ebia, now ukowa. Send your cotton amonone. Obetu yahu duty. Ababe yoku store mu atono. Going to Toyota in Ghana here and buying a brand new part to sell to your people no will be cheaper. So that's here. We need to be innovative. Now, in some dollar some inflation and all of that. That is why we have always maintained that we are not in normal times. This is the same government that took Ghana out of the IMF, placed it on the path of recovery. We were on the path of recovery. Etino akwezenia obi wapom adwuma be 5 p.m. now nam circle kwan so wo kwa na bicycle bi apem opem wakotogotem na na mabu. Of course, no these are unexpected things and that is what happened to Ghana. COVID in the buy, nobody expected COVID to have that tolling effect and as that negative effect on our economy. Nobody expected it. And that is why government has taken its time and is trying to put measures in place to rebuild the system. The NDC are making claims to know. In 2015, I brought my call IMF. No, Now you need external factors senior. No in 2019 and 2020 no. But sabre no. The same NDC government now all Kasi and or no would want Jomama to come back. No. Took certain measures in our country. Pro-poor policies are said you know a month for a high woman. Baby to say nurse for no one school. Caneno or bad time or the Nebako Senesi more when your school fees no to area. Says can Alawana and Yitua when and Colano the show school.
94.7.
During difficult moments, Joe Mahama decided say Mamintra nursing training allowance. During difficult moments, Joe Mahama decided say Mamintra teacher training allowance. During difficult moments, they ended. But you see, the difference with the Akufo-Addo government is that even in difficult times, pro-poor policies, that is draining the government, planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, a free SHS program, Agenda 111. These are projects that has effect on your economy, on building the necessary human capital, a healthy economy with vibrant in all of this, we have not touched it. It is not as if the government is not struggling, no. The government is struggling to feed the kids in school, but it is the priority of government to do that. It is not as if planting for food and jobs, no. And then for the first time in our history, we have surplus of food in this. Apart from your friend is saying, deficit according to the Ghana Statistical Service. Virtually all the major commodities enjoy Wukroma. We have surplus of in abundance, and on them quite so now about free co now ba udu jejeti udu anyinem mai brodier and what say people are rearing, people are engaging in commercial a form of farming. They are feeding their families, they are feeding their community to the extent say begina kwan okra say brabe to bi nefako. And that for me is the importance of a government that is determined. Say, despite difficult moments, let me maintain what I have for our people. It's a bit dicey, and I like his bit of coming with John Mama to Kwao. He needs to do that. The Kwao people have a lot of questions to ask the NDC. What happened to the Kwao government hospital? Yes, in we need answers to that. We need answers to that. So, yes, he needs to. He can even go to the extent of wearing NDC t-shirt and even singing John Mahama Debi. We will welcome them, but when they come, our people will question them.
But the other thing is that for more party, the NPP, pro private sector, pro trade, and they find that solace in the NPP, and they say it publicly. Says you see, say Osha unions for now, Bebrina trade associations, and if they've gotten to a point, they are calling for a candidate they somehow campaigned against in 2016. And indictment, Emma.
You see,
and are you not losing a whole constituency of your voters?
I don't think so. Unless we do not have external shocks. Unless we do not have external shocks. But that said, I friend
Guta, yes.
Doesn't tell Ura Chamatin resign, and Alan was a trade minister of Akufo-Addo.
Sure.
So me boala ambaswa by inference, Akufo-Addo and they talked about its exceptional leadership, although Ebe exhibited at the ministry. Talk about trade. And then we have our exports has exceeded our imports. So that's it.
In which product?
Of course, there's a report that came out by the Ghana Export Promotion Authority that talks about the gains that we have made in exporting goods, and I told
it might be in some specific product. And yes, in balance of trade deficit.
Well,
I was say IMF boy.
But I'm telling you, sir, that is the report. You can Google it and get to know about it. But that is what has happened in trade. Look at industrialization. One area where we there are challenges to it. Nobody is saying, but I think what Akufo-Addo and Alan Chamantin did with industrialization, putting up over 130 factories. Even Kwame Nkrumah could not do that. I am telling you today. Even President Kwame Nkrumah could not achieve that.
Also, the difference is Kwame Nkrumah is state-led. And no, on minor sika the DCC factories.
Ekosiisen.
No, maybe. No. So, no compare where the private sector is leading. You would say, the compare me, private sector is leading a bit easier than when the state has to find money, build companies, manage it throughout. If Kwame Nkrumah did say 100 factories are state ne fund now they compare 130 something a private sector leader, it might be a wrong comparison.
Let me be very. You see, one component of the 1D1F, which I think the government has really not touched on. Okay. I mean, the one led by the Rural Enterprises Program. For instance, in my constituency,
the youth will be
enabling youth program. You see factory. Yadim fidie gum ningina ya bansika enye individual sika ya bansika but youth no ene ya training wo say wo mra no mbe hwe Ghana trade balance between 1960 to 2023, and this is coming from macro trends. Our trade balance for 2018 was minus 7 I think 758.19. It declined from 2018. But subsequently, we've seen an increase in growth. So that's it. When it comes to issues of export and in that is what I'm talking about. I mean, today, the planting for food and jobs. No, one of the difficulties with the planting for food and jobs is the fact that techima for edua bayere ni edua ndodo na manfo abefa ni de ko Nigeria ni de ko Burkina Faso ni niama, because probably they are getting better prices there. And we also don't have enough storage facilities to be able to store those food prices. In Genona, it leads to a bit of and increasing inflation, food inflation. Ghana has it, and that is being solved by buying warehousing programs. So that's it. So a budget is ne ban feeding juma. Omampenia akufuado ene na ban. When I be a Ghana for, but send ya mechanics. Minti metna she minu anoma eton ade kantamanto. Minim se bebre wa because of the dollar fluctuation. Juman crown on the topos. On the topos. And then I cannot come and sit here and say all is well. I mean, bebre na koku yine yo samane one ekeka hu nyina mi kantamanto ya de bebi bakwa me nyina I go there. And I know the challenges are womukom. It is the same with Abosokai. Because untumi nkoto ade 2 cities in mine. Na ochina no betwa nwa aba no. Na ade na ko 3 cities. So we need some stability in with our city. And we banasa e boegedifo emom ko digwa. But to say the government has performed abysmally, that an argument I will never support.
You will never support that argument.
I appreciate the challenges across one, but to say there's been abysmal performance, especially in areas of trade, in areas of industrialization. I think this government has done this well, and the Gutta statement on Alache Martino is a testament
to Ejuma Abayanaya. Very well. I'll come back to you. There is this whole argument and so on social media about Obioye cabinet economic team being a committee, being a seminar. Maybe you would have some answers.
I think let me.
Udili with CCR.
Yes.
What is this thing about?
I'm surprised.
Cabinet, no more committee beyond the economy.
This thing is being led by Anodon Pre, and I really don't see the need.
Leader.
Yeah, I don't see the need for it.
I didn't hear
that. Who doesn't know of economic management? Right from day one.
Yes.
Whatever we have known in this country is economic management team.
Yes.
Every day, everybody knows about economic management.
Yeah, but I think his argument is not saying you need economic management.
I'm saying at the cabinet level. At the cabinet level,
there are committees, and there is an economic committee.
Yeah, infrastructure.
Sure.
And the infrastructure, no, there are committees, because you see, you cannot say yeah cabinet inti obi amfa document. So there are subcommittees in Jebia no one in Asia.
Sure.
Or say energy semi program near, trade semi program near, finance semi program near. Now I get of course, oh yeah, you would have a chairman of it. But when it comes to the management of the economy, since it is the economic management team, and nobody should run away from it.
From the EMT, no.
I mean, are they? What it seeks to do now? Akwesenia obika EMT na ebone.
No, but even the EMT, no, the two gentlemen are all on. Alan Chamartin is a member.
So what is this thing about trying to run away from a massa?
But what if so be making arguments? The EMT per its constitution and composition no advisory.
No, but
no, maybe cabinet is not an advisory body. In this even the policy making process in our country, there are two stages of approval. There is the cabinet approval, there is the parliamentary approval.
Yeah.
Indeed, the authority, the power of cabinet, higher than the EMT to all intent and purposes. Indeed, if the argument is made, say what chair a committee or cabinet, maybe it's our committee no power more than the EMT. How would you take it?
But the point is that if, for instance, you say the economy, infrastructure is part of economy.
Absolutely.
Health is part of economy.
Energy, agri,
trade is part of economy.
Sure.
And that is why, in the wisdom of governance, the governance structure, you have an economic management team, which basically comprises of all these cabinet ministers.
Yes. All the sectors
so
related to the economy.
The chairman of the infrastructure committee in cabinet is a member of the EMT.
Yes.
The chairman of the
economic committee is a member of the EMT.
Is a member of the EMT.
Yeah.
And all of that, you have a chairman of the economic management team.
Sure.
So that's it.
Sure.
So, and mind you, cabinet is not all ministers are cabinet members.
Very
so that's it. Not all ministers are cabinet.
Yeah.
So you could have like a group of ministers maybe they have to report to somebody, then the person will now take it to economic management team, which virtually becomes the order. I mean, they are those who are in charge of the management. See, but if there's a failure, if there's a failure in government, you cannot blame Baumia alone.
Obviously, and you cannot blame Alan Chamartin alone.
You cannot blame Napo. You cannot blame President Akufo-Addo alone. For me, the successes of this government, we should not be running away from EMT and trying to bring in a ye and a win a chairman. And to what end?
To what end?
The presidential primaries reason. The presidential primaries reason.
Yes.
I mean, so you go to the delegates and tell them, say, na me the advisory now in a cabinet say in Kwalagrosi.
Yeah, because what I found interesting me listening on social media into the list that was making around here, almost say 2022 cabinet committees, economic committee, minister of trade and a chairperson. Maybe minister of finance, almost say alternate chairperson. Minister of Food and Agri member, Minister of Energy member, Minister of Employment Labor Relations member, Minister of Fisheries Aquaculture member, Minister of Public Enterprises a member, Senior Presidential Advisor a member, Presidential Advisor on the Economy, and so a member of the Economic Committee of Cabinet. And you would find interestingly say almost all the ministers on, apart from Employment and Labor Relations, and Fisheries and Aquaculture, or more EMT members. Indeed, really, you don't get where the argument
to
is
even simplify it.
Yes.
When we are talking about the economy, and you have the big lectures on the economy, is it the cabinet committee chairperson who is paid to speak on the economy?
Who is called and are paid?
Oh, no, who is made? Who is called to speak on the economy? Is it a person?
No.
When government, Ministry of Finance Information wants to organize those days
town hall
meetings,
nah.
was it the cabinet committee
chairman?
Then I think we have been unfair to the cabinet committee chairman. and it doesn't make everyone. You have been unfair. Yes, we should be able to explain to the Ghanaian people
why
people should not be running away from responsibilities. I think it is unfair.
Very well. Honorable Edwasari.
Tout le monde.
French Rebecca said tout le monde.
And America one thing crying. We can say Ubi Tulea.
Oh, okay. Johnny. Oh, okay.
Oh, you are free. Yeah, so Obi, I'll start with the guys now.
Yeah. The four unions now. Equally on John Mahama. Yeah.
I think so. They are being honest with themselves because some of us were of the belief say one day President John Mahama will be vindicated because name and tro any twatoso na amanfo e de dware no before the 2016 elections. Inti we knew say a day will come when reality will dawn on people. Amanfo say yentimi anka we didn't have, like, we're not able to market
more achievements.
Yeah, achievements very well. I beg to differ because we really did. We only had a very hostile media at the time, and as a media system at the time, to the extent say even we had to better airtime to even market a green book munsem. I'm sure you are aware of that.
I wasn't around at the time.
Yes. No, I are true.
Okay.
We can ask a friend, say Dominic.
The production, okay.
Yes. We were buying across this country. That I was integral in it. You talk airtime 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. Before we get the opportunity to come and market what we had that we wanted to share with Ghanaians. Into the we did. And to be seen there, what hasn't the MPP done with our green book? More journalists and the media for you have perused this book from cover to cover. And Munim said, 94.7. You know, because Mamu program also friends a news file okaya.
Yeah.
The former deputy minister for information but now so Pius and you say uncle to just one project a WhatsApp book the one nim say any project is see from and I say and existing. He could not mention one, and we all know the facts about it. But what happened? This government and its assigns, you sue the media or most of the media houses in this country to bastardize the NDC, including President John Mahama. Was made to look like it was demonized. And reality has set in. MPP are back for 6 years, almost, I mean, their 7th year. Ya testi omo sika obonya abedi omo sem over the years. Any ejuma aye expect sanka omo de be Ghana for say and I say homfaso aye beba no. We are here and we are struggling even to have zero or to come to zero. Now we have gone -0. We are inching deep into the negatives. Now we are struggling to even come to ground zero. And now I feel a man for who say, oh, it is the porno and they say 2% or say 2.6 percent of D&D growth. No, that's a 2.6 MPP.
That's 2016 3.6.
3.6.
Yes.
MPP nya 6.6 now. That 3 no so no cry this time on better munyamiase. That's where we are. We are in junk baller, according to the rating agencies.
FM 94.7.
So it doesn't take OPK or any other person to wear these people to to make it look like NDC for also Papa Nyanka or Kasama NDC or whatever. It's a big insult to the man because these are people at the time are no more Kasama or MPP. Nobody made them look that bad because Omufusa at the time, they were talking out of their convictions. Today, what has happened? The same thing is being done, just that it favors another political party. There's a Omadani and DC for all of a sudden. They have only tested the two parties. They have scaled the two of us, and they know which one is better. And for me, I think MPP should rather show remorse. That is the pattern. OPK kept on, and Ukraine, and this, and that they keep on repeating these things. It's not sinking and yet 94.7. They keep repeating themselves. Nobody wants to hear Ukraine because Ukraine for Nankasakra na war no see one. They are not in this bad shape. Even that country itself, they are not this bad. According to your friend is saying, almost statistics, they are not going reeling under the conditions that we found us. Bombs are in and you're too free Ukraine at the bar. And a COVID no nipa saying India, in the space of 6 days, they lost over 1.4 million people. 6 days, per. What should they also say? Almost on saying. So please, people should stop, or the MPP, science, they should stop making Ghanaians look like people who are just arriving from outer space. Ekoso enasisia na omabidu ana obi to anasesembi e de acheromo. I think it's not fair to impugn that kind of on such people. They are convicted, or they have their own convictions, and they believe President Mahama, and definitely everybody knows. Even the international community, me did say if you took to go to some of these agencies and spoke to them. The President Akufo-Addo Jina, now the President Mahama Jina. There's no way anybody will pick President Akufo-Addo.
Yeah, but Akufo-Addo will not be on the ballot.
No, I'm not talking about their
performance. Okay.
Do you understand? The 4 years of John Mahama vis-a-vis the 6+ years of Akufo-Addo. There's no way you can put the two of them on the same pedestal anywhere. Because and then OPKC BBC hospital. Or say a TB say.
No, say a TB hospital and not a Kosobas or say or more renovation hospital ben or renovation on a TB government hospital. Yes.
After 7 years. After a year by everything is in the you're kind of saying pipeline. Yeah, by and the year by
TB also must start. On the also must start. A Betifi District Hospital now John Mahama started and no.
And I'm just Sika
no more start here nasa. You see, for me, and yet the tagging now because ye disika. Ye disika Ghana there are laws, there are rules, there are ways to deal with obi awedi abansika. Unim so obi di abansika. You are in government. You've been in government. And then awaye afahun. You see, you don't have anything to show when it comes to matters of health. The senior agenda 88 now it has been collapsed. You see agenda 111. 111. It's been 2 years or so since it was launched.
Oh, but don't do that. It's springing up like fire.
Please. Springing up. I know achievement. Please. You see, please.
Etiwa the number up.
Oh yes.
Obi, are you so?
I'm only asking for further clarity. And only this about
no, also. We see 2 years. Please.
Edukrom.
Please. Edukrom maybe ho.
There be means also free denta edukrom na oko.
Please. You see. Ferrier cry ni omani so.
Oh, see.
Do you understand? Ferrier ni omani so. You are talking 6 years into government. I was 7th year, Muaka 1 year. Now you are talking about springing up. What kind of language is that?
But it's
springing up after 6 years. What are you talking about?
Agenda 111.
That started 6 years ago.
What's it say?
Agenda
So
111.
why was it? Why were they sleeping? First 4 years, no matter that. They didn't know, say we had need for hospitals.
We needed hospitals.
When they were taking the monies, using it back and forth. No one needs to see hospital. COVID sika buy yet say munjimpo. Just take this money, use it with the COVID crowd in the heat of it. Mofa be crown total equipment. Equipment for health purposes. Ambulance crowd was a motor crowd beside my from the COVID.
Ambulance story there. You know that the MPP has performed.
What you say? Me say COVID sika was a koto ambulance. I'm underlining my issues. COVID sika mo di bia to say mo de koto ambulance. Ambulance no way. No Bubu Lab General Hospital. Egu for over 5 years.
4.7.
General, this hospital.
La him for ne complain pa.
What you say? This hospital, at least at the time, no community hospital. It was serving a purpose.
But there were cracks in the wall.
So what? And so 5 years that hospital, free order. People have to now move from that. What sense does it make? Tell me.
Yeah, it's true. I agree with you. When Honorable Titus Glover make a passionate appeal to the health minister, say, "Okohoma him for need to name say achedodo na hospital no mububu ye they thought sanka immediately because President Akwa cut sword for the hospital. He thought say immediately or sanka shas here. 5 years is way.
You see, so for you to sit here and talk about springing up, and you are not even shy, you are not embarrassed about it. You see, sometimes some of the issues don't make I am the type I like to own up to my deficiencies. I don't mean tempana me home apina taliwe me area.
94.7.
You see, no cry okay back up please.
Agenda 111 hospital in
Ningo dieni.
Ningo dieni. Agenda 111 hospital in Ningo.
And then how they train Ura and how they train. Ura now they train me.
But I say where they do lenter.
Me say Ura now they train me.
Agenda 111 in Achoma Kwahoma district of Ashanti region.
Enoni. Okay.
No,
but it's a fact that some of them are springing up. His point is the pace.
At this point, you are talking about springing up. And you know, me, these pictures, I don't want to see them. Oh, okay. Because these are people, almost your BBS friend, no tracker.
Yes. Project tracker.
Obi, we went around this country. Tracker, no. Bibia about the battle Subia could not be verified. Most of them could not be verified.
We among for testament.
What you say? Could not be verified. Omukofa latter days for project. Now omudia to so Pentecost for project. Now omudia to so and they take pictures of this and come and show to you in your studio here. We saw it, Obi. It made these pictures. You know how to create things. Even your finance minister.
Yeah, I admit.
Finance minister.
I like the bit that they say green grass and that there are pictures. Yeah. But they may not be there represented. But these are people's testimony.
Me who from the distance. I saw green. Weeds. And me who I see on it. What you say? You say, look, boss, I want out of 111. Yeah, we 5
completed.
If you tell me that, no, please, please. Me say out of 111, we 5. It pleases me better than to tell me say 99. It be foundation, it be edulintel and all. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Because to me achieve she niama aka onwura mu a yaka wansem edoso bibre niama we dan e beka nwura. So finish your 5 okay you na la hospital see ho and you could point to it say oh at least say aye ladi.
Okay.
NDC, what haven't we done? Abetifidie we say ye di huska, but when you go what do you see?
Yeah, you see a friend is saying buildings.
Tell me one of almost project how my year level I do abetifidie.
I say saglame.
Show me one.
I say saglame.
Show me one.
I say saglame.
Project out of 111 we move back ni level area to that completion point abetifie and you are rather trying to denigrate them. Please.
The project is almost done. Lintel level.
Manu, I'll come back to those.
Lintel level. You see that I build houses for people, so I know what lintel means.
Lintel, lintel. No, like almost at roofing.
Who said so?
But lintel here.
Who said so? We have foundation now
raising wall now.
First level now what block no could do no. I want a friend lintel. I feel now babe lintel ne so now the gable so and so what dream.
Is that you are confusing everybody?
No, I'm not.
So gable ne we
no. No, I'm telling you, to call lintel no young fans to so cry near me a block work and I go do through lintel in this so. What I say? What's a block work way and your Juma and your hospital? This is Dentu. Yes, this is Dentu. So please don't show this one. Way you are not impressing anybody with this. You can't. Wako Ridge Hospital. You've seen what is there. Wako UGMC. You've seen what is there. God District. One will be Maritime. One Bank. These are plenty all over, scattered across this country.
Okay.
It is a two governments. Any of my achievement is in the health sector. Please, me koda kolibu. Machines are me koto ye gadgets are ye fa you BP ne DND ni ade ye wili ene di besi wo mpanchen. Ye wili di besi wo mpanchen. With no na ye na ye check Paul ne ye bibia John Mahama na de buy MRI machines ni ade a na ye wo Kolibu ye that's wo Kolibu. It was supplied during John Mahama's era and now they are back to kafu
machines now I say
kafu na ye de take BP no.
Now the machines are moving in assess.
So they say akwa na emia kaf. Yeah, they are then as this is this government we are describing here. What you say? Just every bit of this economy that was handed to you. Oh,
na Cocoa board I dey.
So na Cocoa board I yes you. And now when answer one till they na to force the can parliament. Said this year they can't even buy 600,000 tons. They can't. Won't year. They can't even buy this year. Only a few years ago they were buying 1 million. Your friend is saying, I start now correct car. Our mode your friend is saying the road sector. Over 40 billion Ghana cedis. Go and check.
It's not true.
Me say go and check. And over 40 billion Ghana cedis. Mode Cocoa roads for Ekwanka. What you say? And then look at you. A man for transier who said when Juma a man will go when Juma. Sweepers for Okada for. They all back together and they are telling you, say, look, for the next government in this, we think said this man will prove to the whole country. One come baby out, we say or hotel or Dubai, and now what to ship will say, I could see Japan, and you said all of these things. Or say me met na kroma ya. Bia mu say me wo we mu ko na mu kofa a chire mu se aeroplane say den bia wakwa koto na ehun sikasem. You are trying to hang things around him na nyina tete egu, and people have realized say and throw na mutwa edito no so, and now reality is facing you. OPK say omadane NDC for Tianko from Mbetna studio for them to speak for NDC.
Honorable
me, I think it's a big insult and he has to apologize to them.
I'll come back and then we wrap up. Ekosiisen saying higher Senpai FM. We say Obi, it is interesting to hear OPK finally make his this concession on the argument about the economy. Finally. And I'm glad he is now saying this, of course, because details of this committee issue has come out. No one is running away from any responsibility. Indeed, if there is anyone who has run away from responsibility, then it was he and his friend who tried to create the impression earlier as if Mr. Alan Kyerematen had nothing to do with the issues of the economy as they embarked on their campaign. I think he's made a very important point, and that brings everyone back home. As a government, we succeed together and we fail together. And anyone who feels they have no campaign message for 2024 should give way for those who have and can put it together. Mr. Alan Kyerematen, as a trade minister, has a much bigger role to play in shaping our economy, equal to the finance minister's role. And I believe just as all the others, he played his part, and he, just as all others, cannot attempt to run away from the fact that as members of government, we are all equal contributors to the economy, and none can be excused, and no member of government should attempt to do that. Good job, OPK. Welcome home. Wow. Dennis Miracles Abuaje and on the way Abba.
Just to say, sir, have you heard Alan Kyerematen speak on this matter?
On which of them?
About the fact that this committee and then I've not heard. What you see, this message is needless.
Okay.
And me say now. I say, you will be economic management team member. I say, Kakaibi will be a Ghana. My point is that nobody should run away from it. Achiane muye. Sana mekon. Achiane muye. Ejene near the nam. Yes, you near. But trade is a major part of Ghana's economy.
Sure.
What I say?
Sure.
It's a major part of Ghana's economy. It is here, Kasebia, Ahunchilaba. And now people want to run away. And they just say, you are not the money, you are not man enough. Don't run away from the fight, sir. When it comes to management of Ghana's economy, it is the role of the vice president. That one is a standing a war. Everybody knows about it.
Constitutional issue, number.
Well,
that's a creation of cabinet.
EMT a conventional. It's a
cabinet
yes.
creation. No.
What I say. So don't run away from it. Try to say that. So are you saying, sir, as chairman?
But he is saying, more started more running away.
It's not true.
Because according to him, Alan attempted to distance himself from.
The first person who spoke about this matter was Anodom Pre. He granted an interview to Adum
TV, yes.
That was the first time he spoke about this matter. And when I saw it, I said, Jesus Christ, where is this coming from? Then, subsequently, people, it was a cry, a member of the economic management now. Then people are running away. That for me should not be the case.
Oh, I thought Alan Kyerematen.
That for me should not be the case. It is the American say
solid economic management.
They end up by saying, somebody says we don't have a campaign message for 2024. That is not what Alan said. When Alan said, I was there.
Seshi Hono. Yes, right?
Yes, Seshi. I was there. Asama ban kan say. Akufo Dubai niema kese ni niema say bio Ghana food 92. But in prempre aye wo mu. Say bio due to COVID ne ho ne ho kire kakra de aba. See election kra na de ba ko ka Ghana for na e be yedin. And unless people are being hypocrites, as at December last year, November, December, if elections were held in Ghana, then people would have lost. The dollar fluctuation, how the dollar was running, unless
almost hitting 16 cities.
Unless you don't want to appreciate this simple logical, Ghanaians would vote on.
But that was not the time Alan made those comments. He made it when the CD had stabilized.
He just made this from 2-3 weeks ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He made it 2-3 weeks ago, and he's only saying, now we are struggling. Debt exchange. That time we could see demonstrators. For the first time, you have a chief justice who will go on radio and will be hitting at government. You cannot anything that will be warrior. You say for better for worse. In sumo eviemu. So that's it.
Yes.
It is we should attribute you to somebody. But Niemano in India, we should attribute you to Alan Kyerematen. What kind of logic is this? What kind of logic is this? So you see, they can be sending messages and blasting messages and all of that. Whether Alan Kyerematen was D&D or Baomia's economic management team, I am telling you that the Akufo-Addo government will succeed. we will certainly get out of the woods, and we are going to ensure that we break the 8. That one is a collective responsibility. But it does not mean, say, and you see, if you're a politician and you want to be very fair and you want to appeal and touch the emotions of Ghanaians, when they are in difficult moments, accept the fact.
But I'm not accepting. Say, one
No, when I sit on radio,
general advice, I think.
But he's not accepting. Say, he's on the COVID.
Of course, there are reasons why Ubenya difficulties, and it is COVID. COVID is a major factor. Revenue, shortfalls.
So you've never failed in anything.
No, that's what I'm telling you, sir. You see, explain to Ghanaians. Yes, me jitu say, what I say. Me, I'm an MP. My constituent. I tell you, I go to Okanshi, I go to Kantamanto, I sit with them. I know their concerns. I know the kind of things they say.
Asempa FM.
Me lucky granny say, I've not sat them for going to lynching. But that time, no. Any MPP person who will go on radio and create the impression say BNC, then you are being unfair. Nana Akufo-Addo, as president of the republic, has admitted say we are in difficult times. If Nana says this and Dennis won't see anything wrong with it, Alan Chamati says this and Dennis says that everything is wrong with it, well, he can go ahead and campaign with it. But police station for the chairman for they also face the realities. They live in society, they live with people.
Very well. Obi, 4 years is quote, 4 years is not enough for any government to make the needed impact on quote, says JM. So why is he coming back? To do what exactly? Ghanaians still remember what we went through under his moribund administration. Samuel Brian Boabeng Ewo Awoshi. We say Obi
moribund.
Yes, administration.
So I would know me can't say it for na use. Na what kind of grandfather? Moribund.
Moribund. Alright, yeah, so Obi, tell my brother OPK that it is they who must know the times, as he excellently observed. The NDC, right after their failed 2020 JDM comeback, purposed to be the woman with the dead child in King Solomon's court. They would stop at nothing. Sadly, it appears the executive has failed to conduct affairs as the woman with the living child. As for us, the citizenry, our gullibility is nothing new, but consistent with the overblown promises of the political class. James Kwabena.
Ya brofo no tete so wati.
Na brofo ne muso so dodo.
Ntia na de say brofo bia ya akese. Aden kwabra. Ya botre.
Well, I know we are trying to brofo na say.
No. I mean any so dodo because we are coming man tiase. I'm telling you the truth.
The means I kind
man tiase.
Or say Obi, tell my brother OPK that it is they, the NPP, who must know the times, as he excellently observed. The NDC, right after their failed 2020 JDM comeback, purposed to be the woman with the dead child in King Solomon's court. Until this point, they say what you are saying. Good. They would stop at nothing. Sadly, it appears the executive, which is the NPP executive, has failed to conduct affairs as the woman with the living child. As for us, the citizenry, our gullibility is nothing new, but consistent with the overblown promises of the political class.
Okay, now tell us what it means.
As I'm paying a cheap program,
Then
I'm putting me on the
no, you tell us because me in your choice, I'm trying hard to get. Me gullibility, gallivanting.
They will not approve of it.
It's more like a 3-line whip from party, no?
I think the party failed them. I mean, you see, you have a new leadership. You have confidence in the leadership.
Yes.
I think they should have allowed them to have taken this decision. You see, there should be a thin line on how parties meddle in parliamentary affairs. There should be a thin line. For instance,
so when you are guilty,
that's my problem.
Okay.
For instance, one, selection of leadership in parliament. By law, it's the parties, political parties that need to select. Now, police station officers cry a police station for constituency chairman. There's a congregation of police station officers that will go and elect Why wouldn't the members of parliament who are representatives of the people in Ghana
elect their own leadership,
even have a say? So it could be in consultation with their political parties. So what if at the time majority in parliament is made up of 6 political parties? Which political party would elect the leader?
Who elect the leader?
What I say?
That
is why it is becoming a problem for the consistent attempt by the NDC leadership to show Ato and any for how to do their work. I mean, Ato is a fine parliamentarian. He's a good leader. He's able to decide. But now their constitutional duty as members of parliament, somebody is dictating for them. And that is the danger. That is the danger. As MPs, the president nominates somebody.
What kind one more letter trauma parliament majority.
So
I don't see where this contradiction.
The president will nominate. It is the duty of parliament to vet the people. Your duty is to vet the people. Let the person appear before you. Look at his competence.
Vet them and approve
the person.
Yeah.
But to now, Nipana betra with him. Yes, you are minister for trade. Who say, I won't vet you and I won't approve of you because
is that what you have?
I will vet you,
but I won't approve.
I will not approve.
I will reject you.
Yes.
I will vet you.
Yes.
So despite your performance,
I will still reject you.
That is insincerity.
Please, that is not the reason
that is insincerity.
They will vet, but they will reject. And
that is insincerity.
So Omoka said they would go to the committee, ask all the necessary questions
for Ghanaians.
But still at the committee level there will not be anything like unanimous approval.
Wonderful.
They would want it to come to the plenary for a secret ballot. Wonderful. I think that's what their statement said.
Definitely that is what the parliamentary system will lead it to.
But you know
what you are saying, it will lead it to when they get to that wire. Everybody will know what role each of the sides played.
You see,
please.
Let me conclude. Maybe see a democracy and to the extent of America.
In America, cry your own cry.
In America.
No, but maybe honorable. What advice we
Yes.
Come on, so party.
Yes, I'm telling you.
No. Why is it coming at this time?
In America.
All time,
Democrats.
Whatever period. Why didn't you speak on it?
National Cathedral.
Yes.
As MP. I should be able to boldly say I don't like National Cathedral.
Yeah.
But
Usro.
And I'm saying that is because we have allowed partisanship.
No, but you can say
step ahead of national interest.
A party sponsored you into parliament.
Forget about that.
How can I forget about that?
Are you saying in Impriso?
Yes.
When the people of Impriso voted for me, and I had 26,000, the president had 24,000.
Yes.
That 2,000, there could be NDC people voting for me. They
you.
Want me to represent their interests and not the interests
of party interest. I get your point. But Edem Agbana says, Obi, failure is truly an orphan. See how Alan and his team are dissociating themselves from the economic management team. They were happy when the team was described as solid. Today, they are running away from it because it has failed. Both Dr. Baumia and Alan are chief architect in this abysmal performance. Edem Agbana, K2 North, and on the way haba honorable. Yes.
We have adduced reasons why we said young approval.
And the president encarted down the size of his government.
Period. Full stop. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less.
But there are nominees going to our Greek ministry and trade. How do you...
What they could have aligned. They say instead, we have the men out of the 86 or so ministers. None of them can be moved around to go and do that work. Is that what they are trying to say? Because you see, say, Omaina, Oma Somo Mane Jija, now you see Kasem Apro Ayenhu, baby Ayesu. That same Omaino, ni kakrana akana nkesesa ye bohu ban no. Oma sign esan kosesa nipa foforo from Abontin aba beka dada na anka omo already omo di enya no na nyame adom omo mu bia free mu Nanka, as I said at that time, you who say this is our position. This is the time, as I said, and we are going to push a lot more people in it, put them under Article 7. People are clamoring for the dissolution of Article 71 PECs near the Haven't you heard that? I'm not for saying like whatever they are benefiting, they should slash it into half. Some say they should abolish it and all of that. And I have a position on it personally, but I think say at this point, as I said, whatever haircut that we are having, it should start from somewhere. This is the only government. They will still remain intact. Budget. Presidency budget. Yes, and in this state of our economy, we have even added more to the expenditure at the presidency. What kind of group of people do we have in government? Yes, we cannot boycott the vetting. It is our constitutional duty as members of parliament. Tiebeba be disajumano. Na mama do baby a esasa ye approve ye kan ya adua kyeremu ahead of time. Ye mfoa so say president emfa dipa foforo. At this stage where we are all reeling under this economic depression. In the ongoing promoted deputies be no monkwa agree. And deputies any trade. You have other ministers. Yes. ABR more competence. This side, very strong. You can move them to agree, which is a very sensitive part. Now, baby, elevate from deputy. Now, failed those. I mean, you can do that. That is the essence of leadership. Do you understand? This is all to me who bottom sike wom. Now, how you spend it. This is Asenia. Japadie bi abre President Kufuado. And oh dear, officer China. Meanwhile, Obi na sorry so no jama. What are you leaving for the next person?
Is it Obi? My fear is that would you granted said the argument by the NDC is true, Serbia. The things that President Kufuado is not doing what is right.
Yes.
Oh dear. So you are neglecting your constitutional mandate as a member of parliament.
Neglecting any. Which one is a neglect?
But they are on the committee vetting them.
Yes, so there's no neglect anyway.
For me, sitting on the committee, for instance, look at Enra, Enenansa, Brian Champon delivery.
Sure.
To say you have voted against Brian Champon, the Ghanaian people will laugh at you.
It's not about voting against Brian Champon. That is not the point.
Amin Adam, yesterday.
Yes.
To say you have voted against Amin Adam. All the people that have appeared before the vetting committee.
It's not about that.
But so what can it be
why
about?
Is it that Afeina, President, who that competence? Where has the president been?
Is it your case?
Oh. The president, the Ghanaian people competence. Where was he sleeping?
The Ghanaian people on December 7th.
Me say, was he sleeping? After competence.
Ghana on December 7th. Between Anta
competence.
Told Akufo-Addo, yet your money is shown in fear.
6 years in
both gentlemen served in Akufo-Addo's government.
That is why I'm surprised. OPK say this is the time Akufo-Addo said that Brian could have been a better agri minister.
Who is saying that? I'm saying.
No, but his argument is if Brian, to all intent and purposes, performed well before the vetting.
Yes.
It is unfair for a member of the vetting committee.
It is not unfair. The unfairness is with why the president did not choose Brian to go there earlier and chose Akoto Efriye. That is the problem.
So now, think Akoto Efriye is not competent.
No. Obi, in the thinking of the NDC,
if Brian Efriye was okay,
Brian is a fantastic minister.
If Akoto Efriye did well, and the gaping holes that Brian came and punched in the agric ministry, it wouldn't have come out.
Very well.
The Americans say, yes. So now they admit, say, Brian is a fantastic gentleman. He's a fantastic minister. He was his delivery, he can work.
Yeah. He has the ideas.
Farmers, Ghanaian farmers, they are entering into rainy season.
Yes.
They need a minister to approve of fertilizers. They need a minister to now implement programs. What I say? Are you saying, sir?
You should write it down
because of your general secretary's statement. because of your general secretary statement, you are not going to approve of the man who
Go
claimed
and give the idea to the chief director.
But why are you denying Ghana?
But the other point is when they say if the minority decides not to approve, any fait accompli. I mean, there are other options available to parliamentarians to approve them. It is any voice vote impo.
Yeah.
Said this time, because the report will come as majority and approval at the committee level, it will be subjected to a detailed debate. Either
voting.
Yeah, they will be voting. Eventually, he will still be approved.
But you see, it will be approved. But I'm saying, sir, why are we wasting precious time on a fantastic man that the NDC claims he is?
To go through all of this.
That is the point.
He did fantastic when it comes to the ideas and whatever he has. I have confidence that he will do the job. Yes. It does not negate the fact that Papai or that idea or this. Why have you waited at this point? When
you granted,
we don't have money, our economy is reeling.
I say sorry for not bringing him early. Now he has brought him Brian. Approve Brian, let him go. Simple matter.
Where's Obi? Tell my in-law to please withdraw that statement comparing Akufo-Addo to Nkrumah. I'm pleading with him in the name of God. I don't want him to be facing the spirit of Nkrumah in his sleep. Where a chief by me.
Akunta, easy. Omonyo.
I say Akufo-Addo to who?
Kwame Nkrumah. So okay, factories.
Factory there. You see, it will be just 30 seconds. You see, OPK. Some way ya munjai count.
In some no, that's a factories. No, I don't know factories.
Yeah, he will be
1D 1F.
Last week, yes. Aye bubre bi.
Yeah, we're Ghana here.
Come on. Me be say ninsawam.
Now Obi koye private
but that's what the policy is about.
No, that is not what the policy is about.
We'll discuss this next week. Ekosiisen higher Asempa 94.7 FM.